those two down there are part of the truck.
Oh, okay.
So ours are the green ones.
And the red
The
one.
3 green ones are all just private.
We're related
Oh,
to
okay.
that,
Great. So the Manchester brothers, are these still in operation at all, or?
yeah. Well, they run, but no, we're.
They're in a pole barn.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They're retired.
Right. Right. But hey, look, they're looking great.
Yeah.
So what year is this one here?
Well, we bought it as a 1947 Autocar in Philadelphia from a paint shop. And when we took it to the first show, an older fella who really knew auto cars came down and he looked at it, he says, it's not a 47. And he showed up in about 15 minutes with a sheaf of papers. He had all the building dates.
Right.
And it was built in March 1943 for the U.S. Navy.
Oh, wow.
And after the war, there was all kinds of surplus. And Gulf Oil in Philadelphia bought it. And I think what they probably did, they had some older auto cars and they took 2 or 3 and made one because the shell is off of like a 47 auto car.
Oh, okay.
And the engine, it's got a casting date of December 1945, but the serial number is still very legible, and that was March of 43.
Wow.
So we bought it, and it was in good cosmetic shape, but terrible mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the cosmetics, and we had to have the engine rebuilt to the best we were able to, because it wouldn't run at all. So,
Right.
It runs pretty good now.
It runs good now.
Yeah.
Did you drive this one in today?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Well, we put it on the trailer.
Trailer.
Oh, you trailer them?
Yeah,
Okay.
we got
Gotcha.
2 trailers.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But it's a nice old truck, and there's more interest in this old truck
Yeah.
than anything else. We've got what do we have? We got 4 or 5 auto cars. The oldest fellow, especially,
They love this one.
They
Yeah.
love this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
They like the old gas engine. It's got the Blue Streak 501. It's got a good size engine in it, but it's only geared for like 45.
Yeah. It's got 285,000 miles.
Does it?
Can you imagine driving that 285,000
Oh,
miles?
man.
Holy smokes, huh?
Man. And this one's a gas. These other
That's
ones, are
gas.
these all
They're
diesel
all
down here?
Yep.
Yep. Why did they make that switch? I was just talking to somebody else down there, like from gas to diesel. Is it just more
It's
efficient?
no comparison. I mean, much more efficient, much more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the small diesel had, a lot more power than these. My father drove auto cars, started with gas, and they augmented to diesels, and they had 150 Cummins and 165s, and they were like twice as powerful as the gas job.
Right, right.
And, but the old timers like the old gas engines. They
got a shell.
Yeah.
People like that.
Yeah.
So you guys have been collecting for years, just auto cars or other types of trucks?
We have 9 trucks now.
Wow.
We have 3 auto cars.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 Macs. We have a Brockway and 2 Peterbilts. And we have 2 trailers.
Wow.
And half stay in Cromwell, Connecticut, Rocky Hill, Connecticut, and half stay in Downingtown, Pennsylvania.
Cool. That's nice and convenient for you in Downingtown, right? I live in Downingtown too.
I only live about 20 minutes away.
That's great.
So the next one's a 62.
Okay, can we check this baby out?
220 Cummins and a 10-speed. You can tell me history on that one.
Just
I don't
belonged
know
to an
the-
oil company up in Providence, Rhode Island, and that's had less than 100,000,
This
98,000.
is low mileage truck.
Wow.
And
Original, not
yeah.
that.
Does that make it more valuable as a collector if it has less mileage, or doesn't matter?
It might. The people, we were part of a museum,
Mm-hmm.
and people would say, well, what's it worth? And I said, it's worth what you can get for it. You
Like
can't ever
anything else.
figure on anything else. You get your money, you put money into it, and you don't know, you might get lucky,
Mhm.
and then you might not.
Yep.
But yeah, it's only got still less than 100,000 because we don't put a lot of miles on it.
Yeah.
Driving around shows, usually they're trailer, but this runs what, about 60, Bob? I guess.
Yeah, I
60
guess.
miles an hour.
It's a hard rider.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Well, luckily,
Single
Painful
axle,
to
you
sit-
know?
yeah.
If it was a twin screw, it would ride even harder.
Probably,
but,
yeah.
But it rides pretty decent. It's a nice old truck. It really is.
Now I see white on the mirror.
Yeah. Well, Mac has Mac on their mirrors,
Mhm.
and white owned auto cars, you well know.
Right, right.
And a lot of guys put white mirrors on auto car trucks.
Oh, okay, cool,
So,
cool.
so we've got we got white mirrors on the other one too. We did that one. Yeah, you know what happens? See, up in Rhode Island, they went to heavy weights. They went to 99,000. Of course, you couldn't pull 99,000 with this. So it was kind of surplus, and that's why it's set in the yard, and they might have used it for local or whatever. And then the bigger trucks took over, and that's how we ended up with this thing. So.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Now, was that like the original color? I mean, I love the red and green, but were they colorful like that back then?
Well, they didn't look. Certainly, they didn't look that good.
No doubt. Yeah.
And I'm trying to think what color this. We got pictures of it. Hey, Bob. What color was this? Remember we had pictures of Marcus. Was it always green?
Hey, Bri, do you remember the Bri? Do you remember the original color of that?
Marcus pictures.
No.
It just looks great, that red and green. I just can't imagine back then if they, looked that good. You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
They were built. They were,
This one was yellow, then, right?
This was, well, it was.
Because you can see the yellow on those hinges,
And we liked.
Man, look at that grill. That grill is beautiful.
Yeah, my father worked for the old Amoco, and I worked for them too. And their colors in the old days was green and black, and that's why we did this green and black.
Gotcha.
So.
That's a pretty truck, huh? That's the pride of the fleet.
Yeah,
the first one and the pride of the fleet.
It's a shame they don't make them like, not anymore. I guess everybody says that, but just
you
just how
wouldn't
cool
wanna,
it looks.
You wouldn't want to drive it though.
Oh, really? Painful? Your back killing you.
Oh,
and you're...
it's small. It's no
my
power
father
steering.
drove. That's a C70 with TS, because it's got the bigger engine in it. But he drove C90 to look just like it. You familiar with Autocar? The old C90s, but a heavy spec, 24-inch rubber, and same engine, 501 cubic inch gas job with 2 transmissions.
Okay.
And they were pulling 100,000 pounds with on 4 axles.
Jeez.
And my brother can remember, and I rode with him somewhat, but like he'd say, you can't start them off, you can't stop them.
Yeah.
You freeze in the winter and you roast in the summer. They generate fantastic heat.
Oh,
comes up through the floor.
But not in the winter.
No, not in the winter. No.
And look at the the wipers even. In a winter day,
they
man.
had a little heater.
Yeah.
And of course the guys had rags stuck in the doors and then the transmission towers and everything. But there was a certain romance to them, and then when Autocar went modern, it changed. It changed. But they had to go with the times and survive. So my brother worked for Volvo Corporation. He was an Autocar marketer, and I used to say to him, "How could you do that?" But he said they could build them cheaper and sell them for more money, make more money.
Yeah, you got to stay in business, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. And also to make it more comfortable for the driver as well. I mean, to your point, if it's so
better.
hard to drive, you got to
comparison.
think of who's driving these things,
The
right?
cabs are bigger.
Yeah.
The air conditioning. They ride better. They got gobs of horsepower. I mean, the new stuff will run up the road with a car. Realistically, there's no comparison.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
comparison.
Now stuff like that grill, like you had the Manchester on the front. Was that original stuff too? Like
Original grill, Dad, right?
They had the grill guard. A lot of them did.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of them, like in New England especially, they would have the grill guard with their name.
Oh, okay.
So we got a grill guard on that one, and we never did put a nameplate on it. But, and even the old ones had the grill guards. You go up to New York City, and they all had some kind of big grill guard. Getting backed into, around local deliveries.
Yeah.
But,
You don't want to be messing up your grill, somebody backing into it and smashing it. Yeah. But it is amazing. I mean, how beautiful they look. Compared to a truck these days. I mean, it's just like art in my opinion.
Somebody took the time to restore it and to pay and take care of it.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's the thing.
Yeah. Now, do you guys do the restoring, or did you guys have somebody doing the work?
Smattering.
Yeah. Originally, we had a good friend who painted that. He did work on this, and he painted that on a car. And we've got a 55 Pete that he did.
Oh, okay.
Good friends of my other son.
This is the other. This is ours, and then
This is somebody
yeah,
else's.
My father. Did you do the first load with this truck?
Yep,
Right there?
first load on this truck.
First load on this one.
Really?
Yeah, he did the first load.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And this is
75.
a 75 Autocar, ordered in 1972.
Yeah.
But he wanted a particular, that's got a big Caterpillar 1693 in it, and he had to wait until 75 to get this truck.
Really?
Yeah, he was
Just like back ordered, or?
Yeah, they tried to convince him to take the Detroit engine or a Cummins, and now he says, because he had a lease tractor, he had one tank trailer, and it was a small oil company, but it was successful. They made money, and he got this, and it was nice, but it didn't look this nice,
Right.
because this has been restored.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's been stretched right
It's
there.
stretched. This was a
What do you
short
What do you mean by that?
It had a spring suspension, short
with a short
wheelbase.
wheelbase.
Oh,
You see the
okay.
size
And
of
they
the frame
stretched
on
it,
So-
and they made it an air ride.
Oh wow.
Yeah, where do you think the tandem started? Here?
Yeah, it was very short wheelbase.
About
Yeah.
here?
Oh wow.
And on springs.
Because it didn't have these fuel tanks either.
No, it had painted.
Where do you think
painted.
the wheel started? Here?
Yeah, probably.
Wow.
It was
It's a
short.
lot longer. Bri, what's the wheelbase of this now? Do you know? Bri? Hey, Bri, what's the wheelbase of this now? Do you know? Yeah, about 200.
Almost 200 cubic.
Wow.
And what was it when he got it? 160?
Yeah, probably 160, 162. But,
Now this is another family or?
well, it was good friends of ours.
Yeah,
and
my brother's
the son, he got
wife's
married and married
business.
the daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It helps, right?
Yeah, I know. And
Oh baby. That's nice.
this is a different cab, newer cab.
Uh-huh.
The original cab had the handles up here, right?
Yeah, it was old. It was very similar to this one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. But it's got the original engine in it, original transmission, and original rears, but mounted on the air ride. This was on springs.
Oh, okay.
Made a big difference in comfort.
Oh yeah.
It's got integral air now, but it had a roof-mounted air conditioning.
So when you say the comfort, I mean by moving it back,
It
you're not
rides
hitting
well.
every bump and all that.
And with the springs, this was so heavy that it rode pretty good, and we were always loaded heavy, so
Uh-huh.
it wasn't bad.
Right.
But I mean, there's no comparison with riding on air. No
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And we got another one here, huh?
This is the next one. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. It's a 1974, and this has only got about 100,000 miles. And this was a 10-wheel dump truck belonged to the town of Windsor, Connecticut.
Yeah, that's just it.
And they tried to trade it in, buying new trucks, and the dealer didn't want it because it's old technology. 2 transmissions in it, and it's got a relatively small engine. It's naturally aspirated, no supercharger or turbocharger. It's a bigger engine.
Super 250.
Yeah, it's bigger, but it's natural. There's no turbo, no afterburner. I mean, no.
Now, when you're getting a truck from the Northeast, you know, you're dealing with more work because you're dealing with all the salt and, you know, getting beat up in the winters up there. Is it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this truck laid around for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and we had looked at it once before, and they wanted a lot of money, and it was still kicking around. And so went in to see the guy where it was parked. He says, "Please get this out of here." So we made another offer. We bought it right, but it didn't look like this.
Right. Right.
And then we repainted it.
It was the same wheelbase, though.
Yep, it was shortened. You can see the butt weld right here because it was a dump truck.
Oh wow.
The people that bought it and never used it, they cut the frame and they shortened it to make a tractor out of it.
Wow.
It was a 10-wheel dump truck.
So it had the fifth wheel.
Yep, it's just the way we got it.
It's a nice looking wheelbase.
Oh, it's a great looking truck. I mean, I've never seen an Autocar that looks more handsome than this. This feels.
Frank. Actually, that's my brother-in-law, Frank here.